Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jack, coach of your Wood Naturally Wallfits, bringing you our Week 5 Team Builder versus Chaz in the Aldehyde Aegislashes. Chaz is in our division. He was in our division last season, same as Skirk. But of course, new teams this season. We have not yet battled him. And so, therefore, let us go into his team, which you can see over on the left. He has an incredibly bulky team. I believe his team is the bulkiest in the entire league this season. I mean, just look at it. It has Celesteela, Toxapex, which is just disgusting. Mega Tyranitar, which, of course, with the Sandstream, the Sandstorm boosting its special defense. Porygon 2, which is just absolutely bulky. Shuckle, Diancie. He just has a lot of really good bulk on his team, coupled with Flygon, Pangoro, Lycanroc Day, and Terrakion, giving him that more offensive pressure. Of course, the Lycanroc and Terrakion both appreciating the sand that the Tyranitar sets up. So looking at his team, of course it is really bulky, but he does have a lot of common weaknesses. He's incredibly weak to fighting type. He only has one resist in Toxapex. He's pretty weak to electric, with his only resist being the Flygon, which is of course 4 times weak to the HP Ice. And he is also extremely weak to 1,000 arrow spam from Zygarde, as you can see right here. We are bringing our Zygarde 10% choice banded. We do finally have a nickname for our Zygarde in Fenrir. And he's just a nice choice banded, max speed to make sure we speed tie with the Lycanroc when sand is no longer up. And then 1,000 arrows, extreme speed, superpower for the Porygon specifically, and then outrage. I don't think I'm ever really going to click any move outside of 1,000 arrows and extreme speed, because really I just need to bring Zygarde in, click the 1,000 arrows. His only decent switch into 1,000 arrows is the Porygon 2. Which I do have other answers for as well, and in case I don't, Superpower does do a good amount of damage to that thing as well. But yeah, Zygarde can really put in a lot of work this week. This is kind of my early to mid game. It's not really supposed to sweep at the end, but just comes in, gets some really good chip damage on a lot of important mons for something that you're going to see later down the road. So yeah, that's our Zygarde. Next up, we have our Leg Day, the Drapion, holding Black Sludge, Taunt, Knock Off, Toxic Spikes, and Earthquake. This mon is to keep stuff from Toxapex, Shuckle, Diancie, Spiritomb, or Porygon. He's just here to taunt them, make sure that they're not setting up like any hazards or like other stuff like that. Knockoff is really nice because it gets rid of Porygon's Eviolite, as well as just regular items on other stuff as well. Leftovers on Celesteela, or leftovers on basically anything. And then Earthquake is just really nice coverage because it hits both the Tyranitar and the Terrakion, both of which love to eat knockoffs. So yeah, and then Toxic Spikes, just because we have that last move slot. He does have the Toxapex, obviously, and a good defogger in Flygon, but in case Toxapex is gone, or Flygon is gone, I can set up those Toxic Spikes, and then his mons are going to be getting some nice chip damage. I don't really need Toxic Spikes this week, but I just didn't need the 4th move slot on Drapion, so I figured why not bring them. Next one we have is our Torkoal. What a nice day, holding leftovers and the Drought. Drought is really nice in case Lycanroc Day is looking really threatening towards the end of the match. I can keep Torkoal around, and as soon as Tyranitar goes down, I can send in Lycanroc, set up the Sun, and Lycanroc, or I can send in Torkoal, set up the Sun, and then Lycanroc no longer has its speed boost from the sand, which is really nice, so that at least Fenrir can outspeed it, and other things like that as well. And then just holding Stealth Rock, Will-O-Wisp, Rapid Spin, and Explosion. Not having any stab fire type because the only thing it really hits is the Celesteela, which I can Will-O-Wisp to kind of whittle that down as well. Then Rapid Spin to make sure he keeps rocks off my side of the field, as well as like Toxic Spikes and anything else. Shuckle does get Sticky Whips as well, so I definitely want to keep Sticky Whips off of my side of the field. And then Explosion, it's not really there for the chip damage, but it's to make sure I get a safe switch in to something else that you'll see a little bit down the road. Our fourth one that we're bringing is Araquanid holding the Charty Berry. Charty Berry reduces super effective rock type moves by 50%, and nearly max physical defense with just a little bit special defense. This spread allows me, with a Charty Berry, I believe, to live a Choice Banded Terrakion or a +1 Tyranitar's Stone Edge. Both of them obviously being Jolly. If they are Adamant, then it's a damage roll, but I don't think he will be bringing Adamant at all, just because he needs to make sure he's outspeeding the correct mons. And then Sticky Web, Liquidation, Mirror Coat, and Magic Coat. Magic Coat is there in case I'm in on the Shuckle and the Toxapex and they think they want to be cheeky and like set up Toxics or Toxaspikes or anything else. I can Magic Coat that to make sure that that doesn't happen. Mirror Coat is there for the Celesteela specifically. If the Celesteela starts setting up, it can be a little bit difficult if he brings like an autotomized offensive Celesteela. I don't think he'll bring it. I think he's going to be more inclined to bring physically defensive Celesteela to couple with especially defensive Toxapex in order to wall the Houndoom, and then physically defensive Celesteela to take hits from like Chestnut, Drapion. I no longer have Braviary, but Snorlax. And just all of my physical attackers, I think he's going to want physically defensive Celesteela for those specifically. But in case he does bring a setup offensive Celesteela with the spread, max HP and a little bit of special defense, I can live a +1 Air Slash from Modest Max special attack Celesteela from full. If he does have rocks up, then I do unfortunately go down to that. But I can live the +1 Air Slash from full, fire off that Mirror Coat, and take out that Celesteela to make sure that it does not sweep me. And then, of course, Liquidation, just for a really good stab moves for against the Tyranitar, against Lycanroc, Terrakion. Like I said, I can live Stone Edges from any three of those mons, and then a Liquidation, even uninvested, does knock out the Terrakion and the Lycanroc, and does a good amount of damage to the Tyranitar as well. Next one we have is Mew, our Jack holding Leftovers. No attacking moves at all this week. We are rocking the Rock Polish, Substitute, Baton Pass, and Will-O-Wisp. I'm not going to go too detailed into this set. Just with these defense EVs, 252 HP, 68 Impish defense, I can live close combat from Choice Scarfed Terrakion. Does not break my Substitute, which can be rather important. Unfortunately, I'm just going to have these 4 extra EVs because they don't actually fit anywhere. I can't even put them in special attack, and obviously I don't. Yeah. Anyways, so I can live close combats. My substitutes can live close combats from Scarf Terrakion, which I think he'll bring because I think he's gonna want something to outspeed my Excelgor, Houndoom, and Zygarde. So I think those are likely bring. And then of course Toxapex, Shuckle. Those mons can't break my substitutes at all. Diancie, if he's not especially invested, I think it's like a 10% chance for him to break my substitute with Moonblast. And then the speed EVs are to outspeed Jolly, max speed Tyranitar before any speed boosts. I have the same speed on my Drapion over here as well. Tyranitar is his fastest mon before his Flygon. Obviously, if I'm going a defensive nature, I won't be able to outspeed the Flygon, or I would be at best be able to speed tie with it. So I just want to make sure I hit that speed tier with both of these mons to make sure I'm outspeeding the Tyranitar. And then, so Mew is here basically to set up for Chestnut. Mew is here to set up the Rock Polish, Substitute, and Baton Pass into our Belly Drumming Simon with the Citrus Berry, even HP EVs to make sure that when we go for Belly Drum, it does proc our Citrus Berry to make sure that we're sitting at 75% after the Belly Drum. Seed Bomb, Drain Punch, and Thunder Punch, those 3 moves, he does not have anything that can take a hit, honestly. I think the only thing that doesn't get demolished or O-code by Chestnut is max physically defensive Shuckle, which has Sturdy anyways, but if I do have the Stealth Rocks up from Torkoal, that's not taking a hit, so yeah. But Seed Bomb is there for the Toxapex specifically, as well as the Diancie. Drain Punch just hits everything on his team otherwise, and then the Thunder Punch is there because it does guarantee Oko the max physically defensive Celesteela and or Toxapexes as well. But basically, if I can safely get into Chestnut and set up a Belly Drum and at +2 speed from the Rock Polish, he loses, honestly. Like, because the only thing that can guarantee knock out Chestnut is Air Slash from Celesteela, and that's really it. He does have some things like the Tyranitar that get Aerial Ace, but due to Chestnut's natural bulk, Aerial Ace is not going to be killing me from full anyways. I can live, I believe I calc this, I can live an Aerial Ace from a +1 burned Tyranitar with enough to proc my Citrus Berry so that I'm back above 50% and then go for the Belly Drum. And then I just go for the Dream Punch after that and just get back to a nice HP from there. So yeah, I think Chestnut has a really good potential. I did a practice match earlier. The one problem is offensive Celesteela. If that thing starts setting up on me, it can be a huge problem. But as long as I come in safely on defensive Celesteela, on Toxapex, on Shuckle, on Diancie, on Spiritomb, on Terrakion Choice Locked into close combat or some other moves, I can pretty safely just set up with Mew, get the substitute, Rock Polish, Baton Pass into Chestnut, Belly Drum, and just win from there. So that's our strategy this week, guys. We have these 3 Mons to kind of set up, make sure nothing's setting up too hard on us, as well as set up the hazards. Then we have our Zygarde to kind of get keep the momentum going for us until such a time where I feel like I can safely switch into Mew and set up for the win. Pretty simple strategy this week. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited about this Chestnut set. I really hope it works out. Depending on the Mons he brings, it could be a bit more problematic, but I think he's going to bring, like I said, Fizz Def Celesteela, Special Defensive Toxapex, Dragon Dancing Tyranitar. I think he's going to bring either Scarf, Flygon, or Terrakion. I'm leaning towards Scarf Terrakion so that he can bring Defog on Flygon. And then lastly, he might bring Shuckle if he wants to set up Sticky Webs to counter my own Sticky Webs. He might bring Diancie if he wants a reliable Stealth Rocker. He might bring Pangoro for the Parting Shot. He might bring Lycanroc just as his Sand Sweeper. I don't think Lycanroc is likely to come, though, because I do have Mons like Drapion, like Chestnut, if I was a defensive set rather than offensive, like Doublade, that can easily take hits from Lycanroc and then kill it back. So yeah, I'm really excited for this match. I don't know when Chaz and I are fighting this week. I still got to get in contact with him. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys at the battle.